This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Well, now I do not have a picture of Rajah Jackson prepared because I don't want to look at him. But I got a lot to say, and I bet you do too. This whole Knox Pro, is that the name of the promotion? Knox Pro?
Who gives a shit? Outlaw Mud Show, Flea Market Trailer Park. Just how the only reason Brandon Williams, one of my best friends, was having a phone conversation with me briefly before the show.
Mm-hmm.
And he said the only reason WWE was involved with this show is Rikishi.
Oh, of course, yeah. We should clarify that though for people who don't know. So WWE has their ID program. What is it called officially? Do you know?
WWE ID.
This is called WWE ID. So there are these wrestling schools around the country that they are affiliated with. Promotions. Well, aren't they also wrestling schools and promotions?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That are affiliated with WWE. And I had actually forgotten that even existed. It's like they announced it and it was a big deal. And then I think within a week, it just fell out of my brain until this happened. And I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Which, by the way, I should have remembered because there's a school in New Hampshire that is part of this, the program. But yeah, so, well, I almost don't know where to start, and maybe you don't either. I'm just going to throw some thoughts out here.
I was actually like, how do we even unpack all this? And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to depend on the professionalism of Matt Connerton to guide us through this.
Okay.
So I should have told you that before the show.
No, it doesn't matter. I like the spontaneity. I do.
Like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just the talent. I show up, I talk, I leave. That is it. I'm just going to sit here and be like, Matt, on you, buddy.
Well, first of all, so I assume anyone who is consuming this content has seen what happened, knows the story. So we probably don't have to go through the entire story, but I'm very curious. I believe that, so first of all, Rajah Jackson has not been arrested, correct? Unless something has changed.
No, he has not.
Which is shocking to me.
Look, I'm not. And here's why. This is going to be very, very, very tough for charges to stick on him.
You think so?
I do. And here is why. Because you're going to be circumventing what happens in a show with legal action. And I guarantee you, the DA that has this case more than likely knows nothing about professional wrestling.
Right.
More than likely has no idea about terms like work, shoot, receipt, none of that. I guarantee you they're looking at the first way to say, oh, it was a part of the show. No charges.
I think that I disagree, and here's why. You've got all this video leading up to, and I know some of the video is these morons at this promotion who were, I mean, everybody involved in this looks really bad leading up to what happened. But there's also all this video because Raja Jackson was streaming this on Kick. There's all this video of him talking about, I'm going to kick his ass. I'm going to get on him. I'm going to start punching. I'm not going to stop. He's getting ginned up by everybody in his little Kick stream, encouraging him to beat the shit out of the guy. At one point, he hears from his dad, or maybe at multiple points, he hears from his dad, Rampage Jackson, who's telling him, oh, you look like a bitch. You let a professional wrestler do that to you, this and that. So I think there's a lot there that shows premeditation. And if the DA looks at that video, he's going to see Raja Jackson on top of an unconscious man repeatedly striking him in the head. I don't see how they can not charge him with, and I will say this, attempted murder. I believe he should be charged with attempted murder. That's my position.
I think that's a bit steep.
I'll tell you why I think that. You know why I think that? Because I was thinking about this. Okay.
I think it's felonious assault.
Right. I had this, I went through this in my own brain trying to figure that out for myself. The conclusion that I arrived at is it's attempted murder. And this is my logic. Because if no one had pulled him off, and they were slow in doing so, right? But if no one had intervened and he had just continued to strike him, which he was not going to stop unless someone intervened, no doubt in my mind, Psycho Stu would be dead. He was on his way to killing him. And that is why, in my mind, it absolutely is attempted murder. If no one had intervened, he would have killed him. There's not a single doubt in my mind. Psycho Stu would be dead. That Raja Jackson would have murdered him right in front of everybody. So I think it's attempted murder. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Thank you. You make a lot of great points, Matt. Here's one thing that you missed.
Mm-hmm.
There is an argument, and it's a very valid one. If Raja Jackson's legal team wants to make it,
mm-hmm.
What mental state was Raja Jackson in? Raja Jackson, it's documented, had a concussion.
Sure.
When this occurred. When you are concussed, you do not act rationally.
Right.
You can have sudden mood swings. You can have various issues.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, does this excuse what he did? No. The videos prove that he was cognizant of what was going on and what he was doing.
Right.
But I think that the concussion, you also have to prove that the concussion had nothing to do with his actions. And I think that's very hard to do because any doctor is going to say, and I can tell by your look, you don't like it, but you have to agree it's a valid point. Any doctor is going to say, yes, his behavior could have been a result of a concussion.
Here's where I disagree. I mean, I think that's probably the defense's best shot. I think that would be their best defense. And I understand what you're saying.
There's also another defense that you were missing out on here.
Well, we can get to that one, but let me just say about this. I think that's probably his best defense. But the thing is, though, where I disagree, and neither of us are lawyers, and so I don't claim to know a lot about the law. But I'm skeptical. You said that in order for them to prove intent to murder, they have to prove that the concussion had nothing to do with this. I think the burden of proof, I would tend to shift the burden of proof. I think that I think it would have to be more the other way. They would have to the defense would have to prove. I mean, they'd have to get some experts in there who are willing to say, yes, the concussion may have caused him to strike this man in the face more than an unconscious man in the face more than 20 times. I disagree with where you're placing the burden of proof, I think is what I'm trying to say.
And I get that. I'm saying that not the action, not the assault.
Yeah.
I think what they should try to do is you just have to put a reasonable doubt into the jury. You don't have to prove your case. If you have enough evidence that you can say Raja Jackson had a concussion, that's already been proven. Concussions can cause erratic behavior, sudden mood swings, violent outbursts. That's already been proven. Now, can you tie a concussion to Raja Jackson? That's going to be up to them to do. And I think the other thing you're forgetting is the intoxication aspect. Psycho Stu, it is heavily rumored all the workers were drinking before the show.
Oh, that's not rumored. They're on video. They're hanging out, having some beers. Yeah. Oh no!
Now
they're all irresponsible idiots. All these people. I'm not debating that at all. Yeah.
Now, with that being said, that also.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Has to be looked at and considered. Was Raja Jackson intoxicated? Now we're getting into, if you already have a concussion and you're drinking, what does that do? What's it do when the boss, the promoter of Knockax is on tape saying, really lay into him, really give it to him, get your receipt.
Yeah.
That's the guy who's running the show.
Oh yeah. Oh, everybody. There's a lot of blame to go around. Yeah.
And I'm not saying you. I'm saying in general, people just want to put this all at Raja Jackson's feet.
Oh no, a lot of people are defending him. I mean, hell, Mark Henry blamed it all on Psycho Stu.
Defending him, like Mark Henry, Rob Van Dam, and Chael Sonnen are idiots for blindly defending Raja Jackson. What he did was inexcusable. But I'm also going to say, if you watch the footage, and when I first watched the footage, I don't know why I noticed this, but my attention goes to it every time. When you watch the footage, watch Raja Jackson. He gets in the ring and pauses briefly and looks around. Not just looks at Psycho Stu, looks around.
Yeah.
I firmly believe that he was looking, is everyone in their spots? Is everyone where they said they were going to be when this goes down?
Okay.
And so they can pull me off. Because AJ Manna, one of the wrestlers in one of the videos that has been unceremoniously fired now and can't get a booking.
Yeah.
Because he's being blamed for this as well, and unjustly. I don't see any blame he has in this.
What is he being blamed for exactly that you object to? What do you mean?
They're saying that he gassed up Raja Jackson.
Didn't he?
And he
or do I have him?
Not as much as the promoter did.
Oh yeah, but he was still a part of it though. Wait, who's the cowboy guy? AJ's the cowboy guy, right?
Yes, he says give him a receipt.
Oh yeah, fuck that guy. All these people at this place, this Knox Pro Wrestling, they're like, I'm watching that video and I'm watching their behavior like leading up to this, and I'm thinking I wouldn't trust these people to run a kiosk at the mall selling keychains, let alone a wrestling promotion. Like, these people are all fucking drunken, irresponsible morons who, because Rikishi's name is on the thing, they get to be a part of WWE ID. All these people are just fucking idiots.
I mean, what pro wrestler isn't going to tell a guy to get a receipt?
Well, he should have made it clear what he meant. He doesn't use the word receipt correctly. Anyone, like, I've never spent a single day in my life in the wrestling business, but I know what receipt means in this context. A receipt is if, you're in the ring or something, somebody tags you, somebody potatoes you a little too hard, you kind of let them know, you hit them back, you get a receipt. Not violently assault somebody.
You can't. You're sitting there putting this at AJ Mana's feet that he knew Raja Jackson was going to go out there and beat the bejesus out of Psycho Stu.
But if he's but shouldn't he have had a conversation with Raja Jackson? Like, just so we're clear, you're going to get in there. You're going to do, here's how you do a working punch, Raja. Here's how you do a working punch. Maybe.
No. That isn't on him. As someone who's worked backstage at a pro wrestling, at an indie show.
Yeah.
That is on the promoter. AJ Mana shouldn't have said receipt.
Right, yeah.
But to put it all at his feet,
well, no, not all on him.
Can you sit here and say he deserved to be fired from his day job like he was?
Yes, if he can't communicate something as simple as someone who's not even a professional wrestler, if he can't, who's going to be getting physically involved, and he can't articulate to this guy, hey, here's what's going to happen, here's what you're going to do, here's what you're not going to do, here's how we're going to go through the whole thing. All he says to him is, yeah, get in there and give him his fucking receipt, and if anyone tries to interfere, I'll get in there too. I'll fuck them up or whatever he said. That's what he's on video saying. No, AJ Mana's an irresponsible fuckhead, and he does deserve to be fired. He has no place in the wrestling business, Mr. fucking cowboy idiot. No, he deserves to be out.
I'm not saying wrestling business.
Yeah.
I'm saying his typical 40-hour-a-week job he has been fired from.
Oh yeah, I don't want to see the guy, although I can kind of understand, like, his boss might be looking at this going,
but he's not the one who did the assault.
I know.
Like, are you going to fire someone? Are you going to fire someone for giving Billy Ray Jim Bob a firecracker, and he holds a firecracker in his hand and blows it off?
I agree with you in principle, but I can also see how an employer might look at him and say, this guy has really bad judgment. Do I really want this person working for me? Because he's kind of.
To be fair, AJ Mana said, I said what I said in character, which very well might have been in character, because my understanding is the storyline was him and Psycho Stu had a feud going and all this other jazz. So it makes sense that he sits here and he says, hey, go get your fucking receipt. Take care of business. Now,
that's a very valid point. Now, if that's true, if what he's saying is true, and he was saying that in character, and hopefully there was a separate conversation,
which should have been done with the promoter.
I agree with you there.
Jackson.
I agree with you there. So if what AJ Mana is saying is true, then that does change things. I concede that. Yes.
Yeah, like my understanding, and if I'm wrong and anyone's listening, you can say I'm wrong. I've said it before, I'll say it again.
Yeah.
Please do. My understanding is Psycho Stu, AJ Mana, they have a feud. They're working a feud. It's an angle, whatever the fuck. AJ Mana sees this as an opportunity. Holy shit, I can get our feud over even more in this mud show, sideshows, circus freak bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And he decides, I'm gonna be on video and tell him to get his fucking receipt. And when he does, it's gonna get Psycho Stu over as the face, because I had this trained professional fighter beat his ass. not knowing that Raja Jackson is on Kick saying how he's going to beat the bejesus out of this guy.
And AJ Mana is doing this, assuming that the promoter has talked to Raja Jackson,
which the promoter should have done. Who Raja.
You make a very good point. You make a very good point.
Who Raja Jackson is here.
Yeah.
Raja Jackson is not a worker. That is said in the video before the apology.
Yeah.
This guy ain't a worker.
Yeah.
So why in the hell are you going to have him go in the ring?
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, everything leading up to it was
without having a conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck. Psycho Stu's probably like, more than likely, I'm having this killer match. All of a sudden, this Jack Dick gets in the ring, slams him down, and beats the holy hell out of him.
Yeah.
I mean, like, and if I were in someone asked me, well, why didn't AJ Mana get in and stop it? You're torn at that point. You ain't gonna. Well, you don't want to break kayfabe.
Well, yeah,
you don't want to jump in there and save him.
But you're watching a man being pummeled to death. I mean, potentially. I mean, almost.
You can notice that there might be some hesitation on your end. Like, oh, was this something worked out with Psycho Stu and Raja and the promoter, and the boys weren't clued in? Are they trying to do a worked shoot?
Yeah.
That's the problem with everyone wanting to shoot, is the boys are now like, are they trying to work a shoot?
Yeah.
Are they trying to get something over as a shoot? Well, I don't want to mess this up. I don't want to miss a payday.
Right. My position ultimately, and I understand your concussion argument, but that aside, I will just say this: I think everything was handled very poorly. Even Psycho Stu with the beer can to the head and everything. I think everything.
Yeah, that made no damn sense. Why are you even doing that?
Because it was obvious. I think he was drunk. I mean, to me, he looked intoxicated. So I think everybody, including, and I don't want to blame the victim, but I think everybody, including Psycho Stu, just handled everything terribly leading up to it. But ultimately, none of that justifies what Raja Jackson did.
I'm not saying Raja Jackson shouldn't have charges pressed on him in significant jail time.
Yeah.
I'm saying I think attempted murder is a stretch, because then you're going down into that Pandora's box rabbit hole of mental stability that can come up with concussions and all that jazz. I think what it is felonious assault, and I think he should have his state athletic commission license revoked nationwide.
Yes.
I think he needs to serve jail time.
Yes, agreed.
I think this promotion needs to be shut the fuck down.
Oh, I think it's already happening. Yeah, I think they're done. How do they continue after this? I think they're done.
But to sit here and try to scapegoat AJ Mana,
you make a powerful argument. I'm not convinced, but I'd like to see the video of. I mean, he should have had a separate conversation with him just to make sure he was cool, because
but then again, we're crossing that line of AJ Mana's responsibility versus the responsibility of the promoter.
But what does AJ Mana, like, what has he addressed about this exactly? Like, so he claims that video was in character. Did he ever say anything about a separate conversation or that he knew that the promoter had a separate conversation or anything?
AJ Mana this is from the Ring Report. AJ Mana conducts a lengthy and profanity-laced interview telling his side of the story.
I saw a part of it, but I didn't see the whole thing. Although then again, I might have. Where is that from? Because that might not be the same clip that I saw. I might have seen a different clip.
I sent you a short clip of the interview.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out.
I will send you the article I'm looking at right now.
You may have swayed me on AJ Mana. I'm open to that.
Here you go. You have it now. I'm scrolling through.
By the way, regarding about what he should be charged with, it's quite possible, because this happens all the time. It's quite possible they do charge him with attempted murder, and then it gets pleaded down, or they go for a lesser charge. Jury, gives them. It's different in every state. I don't know how it works in California. Well, I don't know how it works in any of the states, actually, because I've never been in any kind of, I've never pummeled a man half to death, but so I've never been in that situation. But so I know in every state it works a little bit differently, but it may start out, he may initially be charged with attempted murder, and then it gets pleaded down, a deal is made, something.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Yeah, I mean, look, and here's the thing, is the video is over an hour long.
Yeah.
AJ Mana's in it for 8 minutes.
Yeah.
He had the least, his point is, I had the least amount of involvement in this shit show.
Yeah.
However, he's lost his primary job. He's lost all of his bookings.
Yeah.
And yeah,
he doesn't do himself any favors with. By the way, I saw that is the video that I saw, but I think I just didn't watch the whole thing. I'll have to go back and give that another look. He doesn't do himself any favors with that. He should really just not say anything. Let this play out.
Well, no, because that's what the promotion told him to do.
No. I'm sorry. Just to clarify, I just mean he shouldn't say anything publicly, but he should. I'm glad you brought that up, because the promotion told them, don't talk to law enforcement without talking to us first, and that's not good. Not good.
That's obstruction of justice.
Yes.
That's and then you have this Danger Pro Wrestling, another WWE ID Wrestling Federation.
I didn't know they were WWE ID too.
Yes, they are.
Holy shit.
WWE ID needs to come up with a better vetting process.
Oh my God. So for people who don't know, so this Danger Pro Wrestling, they announced that they had booked Raja Jackson for a show, right? And what are they saying now? They backpedaled, and now they're saying it was a publicity stunt?
Yep, it was a publicity stunt, because the host venue came out and said that, Jesus Christ, said, we do not approve you booking him. We had no idea you were going to book him. He isn't allowed in our building.
Wow.
And they're like, it was a publicity stunt to sell tickets.
And a pretty distasteful one. Yeah, WWE, they might just have to rethink this whole ID program, because
a better vetting process. What the hell?
Yeah, wow.
This is like setting up Neverland Ranch to be a child care.
Yeah.
What the hell are we doing?
So what do you think of my scenario, though? They charge him with attempted murder, but it ends up being felonious assault in the end.
I think as much as you made many good points.
Thank you.
I don't think they start there. I think they start with felonious assault and work their way down.
Okay.
They do not want this to go to trial. They do not want this to go to court. I think Raja Jackson ends up serving a year, maybe under.
Oh God, I hope it's more than that.
And he's responsible for Psycho Stu's medical bills and emotional and damages.
Yeah.
Which damages covers a wide variety of things in this case. Emotional. Just Yeah.
And he's going to sue. I mean, I assume he's going to sue the hell out of anybody he can. Like, he'll sue Knox Pro Wrestling out of existence, I would imagine.
He might not be able to.
You don't think so?
The big thing is what waivers did Psycho Stu sign? What waivers has?
It's not going to matter. I don't think. I don't think whatever he signed, it's not going to matter when you've been assaulted like that.
It might depending on the state athletic commission's rules. Again, we haven't heard anything from the California State Athletic Commission on this.
No, and that's also shocking.
Like, well, they're probably sitting here trying to sort through all this shit.
Yeah.
Like, I would almost have to guess that this show was sanctioned. I would hope this show was sanctioned.
I don't know how it works in California. I don't know.
I would hope that if you're associated with WWE, it's sanctioned, which, given the track record of WWE ID, I don't know if it was sanctioned.
Right. Right.
But I guarantee you the State Athletic Commission is there. I would say the Athletic Commission is looking into this more than the DA is.
May very well be the case. I can't believe Roger Jackson has not been arrested.
I mean, there's a lot to unpack here. A lot to unpack.
So what did I'm curious, who do you think had the worst take? I say Mark Henry.
Mark Henry. Yeah, it was Mark. I think close second is, I think distant second, is Chael Sonnen.
Yeah, his take is pretty bad.
Yeah, especially as a guy that's never worked pro wrestling.
Yeah.
And then I think Rob Van Dam gets a pass because when your brain's bong water and seeds, you say stupid shit.
Yeah, I've checked out some of RVD's content, and he just seems like a CTE addled idiot. Like he's nothing he says is coherent or cohesive in any way.
He's going to be DVD pretty soon.
What do you mean?
Daddy Van Dam.
Oh, he's having a kid?
He's having two.
Oh, God help them. Twins, huh?
Yep.
Oh, that's too bad.
Him and Katie Forbes.
Oh, God. But yeah, Mark Henry's...
That's so mean, Matt. Congratulations to the budding couple.
No. God. Those kids are going to be stoned before they're a month old.
They got stoned off the semen made to create them. What do you mean?
Probably.
It's a wonder that the semen found the way to the egg.
Yeah, I know, right?
Wrong turn at Albuquerque.
They're gonna have the munchies right out of the chute. Mark Henry's take made me angry. Like I felt my blood just boiling because Mark Henry, after watching his take on it, Mark Henry seems like the kind of guy who, if a woman is sexually assaulted, says, well, what was she wearing? I mean, he goes out of his way to bury Psycho Stu, and has zero criticism for Raja Jackson and acts like it's not even a big deal. I was horrified. Mark Henry's a piece of shit, in my opinion. I mean, I was furious watching this mushed mouth idiot on TMZ just talk about, well, what kind of an example for an Army veteran is Psycho Stu, and implying that he got what he had coming to him, and he had nothing negative to say about what Raja Jackson did. I was mortified by this guy. Could not believe it. What do you think?
I don't know if I can follow up that very strong take.
I know it's strong. It might seem a little stiff, but that's just how I felt. I was like, wow, what a piece of shit. that's what kept going through my mind as I'm listening to him talk. I was like, wow. I have no respect for Mark Henry. Zero.
Look, I will say Henry and Van Dam and Sonnen, all three blame the promotion, which is 100% accurate. However, the wheels fall off once you start defending actions.
Oh yeah, Chael Sonnen was talking about what a great guy Rajah Jackson is. Oh, he's such a good guy. Oh, I love him so much.
I mean,
Great young
I'm sure
man,
people.
polite.
I mean, hell, I'm sure people said the same thing about Jeffrey Dahmer as well. But
Yes, I'm sure they did.
you know,
Also, Maven.
Yeah. Don't even start on that sack of shit. Look, fuck Maven Huffman. Who gives a shit what fucking Maven Huffman has to say about the fucking wrestling business in 2025? Who gives a fuck what Maven Huffman had to say about the wrestling business in 2005? Who gave a fuck what Maven Huffman had to... Fuck Maven Huffman. You didn't even earn your spot in professional wrestling. You competed on a show. You didn't even pay any dues. Your competition on the show was a guy who had a hole in his shorts and his ball sack was hanging out.
Oh, I remember that.
Jesus Christ. Fuck Maven Huffman.
Well, I've actually enjoyed some of his content, but I will just say...
No, I don't enjoy any of his content because you know what? That grifting son of a bitch, he sits here and goes on CNN and kisses Vince Russo's ass when these allegations, Vince McMahon came up and you couldn't... people are like, oh, Maven Huffman was close to Vince. Vince couldn't even spell his name without the accountant signing the checks.
Yeah, I don't think
Maven Huffman was as close to Vince as I am.
Maven referred to what Rajah Jackson did as borderline assault. He was kind of...
I refer to Maven Huffman as a borderline professional wrestler.
Whenever I think of Maven, do you know what I think of? I think of
Ric Flair burying him on Raw when he said, I've had more women than you've had matches.
Well, when I think of Maven, I think of his speech the night that he won Tough Enough, and he gave this speech where he was trying to be gracious. Do you remember this? Like I think he was trying to come off as gracious. He was like, I just want to thank everyone who came before me. And he kept saying it, like all the legends who came before me in this business, but it came off really weird. Because it was almost like he couldn't
name the legends.
It was so bizarre because it's like he sounds like a guy who's already accomplished something in the business, and now he's like thanking everyone who came before him. It's like it was very bizarre.
No. Look, Maven Huffman is nothing more than a clout chasing peckerhead. This guy gets on his podcast and it's like every episode he has a new best friend in the business. Me and Randy are tight. Me and Rob are tight. And it's like, these guys don't know you from the busted condom that conceived your ass.
All right. Now, if a genie offered you a choice, either Rajah Jackson could be charged with murder, or for some unforeseen reason, Maven Huffman could be charged with murder. Who do you pick?
Ooh. That's tough. That's tough. Because Maven Huffman's crime is that he somehow weaseled a decade-long pro wrestling career out of being an absolute sack of shit. Rajah Jackson made a serious mistake for 1 minute. I mean, so did Maven Huffman's parents when they had sex without contraceptive.
Yes.
Best part of him trickled down his mama's thigh.
Oh my goodness.
You fuck him. I don't even think Maven deserves, so I'm going to go with Rajah Jackson being charged with murder.
Now, I'm curious, who do you think had the best take? Is there anyone whose take you thought was really good? I think JBL had a really good take.
I think Bubba Ray had a good take on it.
I haven't seen his yet. I'll have to check it out.
Bubba Ray's was essentially, it's at the feet of everyone.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look for takes. I had this saved actually.
JBL's was my personal favorite because he really really went out of his way to say, look, ultimately Rajah Jackson is at fault here, and there's no excusing it. So I felt like his take kind of mirrored mine the closest, even though he did say, yes, everyone is at fault. And I think so too. But although, like I said, you might have swayed me a little bit on AJ Mana. I might have been too tough on him. I'm going to have to
I think
that.
In the realm of things in the realm of blame,
mm-hmm.
AJ Mana deserves like 2% of this. Like, guy was in character.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
And look, if you're the promoter and you're running this shit show, look, devil's advocate time. I suppose you could say that AJ Mana should have given the climate of that promotion check and been like, kid, you know what the fuck you're doing?
Yeah.
Maybe he should have done that.
Yeah.
But everyone's an armchair quarterback. You can sit here and say, I would have done it. You got your own match you're working towards. Why am I going to worry about something that's a management decision when I'm just a worker? If you work in a fast food restaurant, are you going to worry about the drawer being off if you just emptied the trash for the entire shift?
Right.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm trying to find a couple takes here.
Like I said, I think JD from NY had, well, probably he had my favorite take on it, and I think JBL would be number 2. But I like what JBL had to say about it.
JBL, I think, JBL is probably the best. I would agree with that. I just think some of these guys look at who they're friends with, and I'm gonna gander that all 3 of these guys are tight with Rampage. And you know what? Sometimes friendships got to go by the wayside, and you got to defend what's right. And if you're going to sit here and be like, if you're friends with Rampage, call and be like, your son fucked up. Your son shit on the business that has provided so much for me.
Yeah.
And while there are many people that are at fault here, your son took advantage of the situation.
Yeah.
And, I can't condone that. I'm going to go out and defend the business that has given me everything I have. Like, yeah. And for Chael Sonnen, like, Chael, shut the fuck up. What do you know about the wrestling business? You've never worked. You don't know you don't know a headlock from hemlock.
Yeah. I was pretty disappointed in his take.
Everyone's an expert swimmer until they jump in the pool. Like, shut up. You don't know about the business. You're friends with CM Punk, and I'm sure you're friends with a lot of pro wrestlers. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Does it make you knowledgeable?
Right.
And fuck Maven Huffman. Why'd you have to bring up that sack of shit?
Well, here, should we, for our viewers, for those who are watching the show instead of just listening, should we, a little palate cleanser there? Our goddess of the VPN, Stephanie McMahon?
That doesn't even cleanse
there is no
it.
cleansing the Maven Huffman, I guess.
Yeah. Oh my
Well,
God.
anything else to say on the matter, or should we put a pin in this one, put a button on it?
I just shame on Knock X or whatever
Knox
the hell it's
Wrestling.
called. Shame on
Yeah.
everyone. Shame on Rikishi, and his cousin for having their names on this shit pile. And you know what? Anyone can sit here and argue if Psycho Stu is a legit pro wrestler, if whatever. But one thing you can't do is diminish that this man has suffered a
We don't
great
even
deal.
know. We don't even know. He could have brain damage, and
I mean, he has been released from the hospital. That broke yesterday or today. But man, if I were an MMA promotion, I wouldn't want Roger Jackson on my card.
No.
This is, I mean, just a tragic situation. And there are many, many at fault. And I firmly believe that the ones at fault we're not going to get to the bottom of.